والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. صلى الله على محمد وعلى محمد. We completed Prophet Ibrahim's, life as described in the Holy Quran. Okay, and I think we were at the point that he had children. Okay, Quran mentions two of them. Okay, and who are they? Ismail and Ishaq. Ishmael and Isaac, as they call it, in Bible. Okay, Bible Genesis 16 verse 1 to 4 talk about Ishmael to be the first child. Okay, by the way, keep that in mind. It does not talk about Isaac to be the first child. It talks about Ishmael to be the first child. It's later on in Genesis that Isaac is mentioned. Okay, and the way it's mentioned is that, and Quran also narrates it. Okay, that the angels who are descending with chastisement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the people of Lut, okay, make a stop at Ibrahim, okay, and they, talk to him about the son that has been promised to him earlier by Allah, okay, and his wife Sarah, okay, chuckles and she says, me, I'm an old lady, how can I have a son? Okay. I'm barren, and my husband is too old, okay. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's message is that he does what he does. Okay. Strange here, these two sons are there. But after Sarah dies, okay, Ibrahim marries one more woman. Okay. Now remember, when Ishaq is born, Ibrahim is around 100. Okay. A few years later, Sarah dies, okay, and he marries, okay. To a woman called Keturah, okay, and Keturah bears him 6 sons. How many? 6 sons, okay. These sons, in addition to the 2 that he has already, okay, means Ibrahim has now 8 sons. Okay? 8 sons. Okay. Just to connect you, Quran says in Surah Nisa, the 4th Surah of Quran, verse number 54. أم يحسد الناس على ما آتاهم الله من فضله فآتينا على إبراهيم الكتاب والحكمة وآتيناهم ملكا عظيما. Would man be jealous that Allah has rewarded handsomely, okay, to the progeny of Abraham? Okay. He has given them the book, the wisdom, and a domain that's unparalleled. Okay, Azim. The word is Quran has used. Okay. So then Bani Ibrahim are either Bani Ishaq, Bani Ismail, or Bani Keturah. These 3. Okay. Which means sons of Keturah. Keturah has sons, and one of them is Madian. Okay. Madian is great-grandfather or great-great-grandfather of the Prophet Shuaib. So yes, Bani Keturah also received prophethood. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that I have given to the progeny of Ibrahim, it's not only Ishaq and Ismail, but Keturah also. They seldom mentioned in our books, okay, but it must be understood that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is just, anyone who is pious, okay? Anyone who is God-fearing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards, okay? Other brothers means are the sons of Keturah are Ziman, Jokshan, Midan, Ishbak, and Shua. All these names are mentioned in Genesis 25, verse number 1 and 6. Okay. All these 6 names are mentioned here. Okay. There are some contradictions in the accounts that you see in Genesis. For example, Genesis 22.2 refers to Isaac as the only son, whereas Genesis 16, 1 to 4 refers to Ishmael as the first son, okay, and then later on Isaac as the second son. And this 25 refers to 6 more sons. So altogether, by biblical account, Abraham had 8 sons: Ismail, Ishaq, and Bani Keturah, sons of Keturah. Okay. Islamically, in our books, okay, we also talk about these sons. Okay, that he had 6 sons by a lady called Keturah. Genesis talks about, and Bible generally talks about him being trying to marry maids, but not married, but concubines, those who are, they talk about Hajar in the same way. But actually, Ibrahim did marry Hajar and did marry Keturah. Islamically, he entered into marriage with them, okay, and not extra relationship. Okay, so that's the difference that we have. Okay, with Bible as far as the sons are concerned. So Ishaq, Ismail, and the sons of Keturah, called Bani Keturah, those 6 names that I gave you, okay, these are the sons. Okay, from the progeny of Ismail, okay, Ibrahim's first son. And so Safat talks about, when Ibrahim saw in the dream that he would sacrifice his son. Okay. By some accounts, at that time the only son present is Ismail. Okay. Biblical accounts. As Islam is concerned, completely, only Ismail was there at that time. Okay. Ishaq was born much later. Okay. Quran refers to it. Okay. The verses are from Surah Safat, 37th Surah of Quran. This is after Ibrahim has been thrown in the fire, and Ibrahim comes out of the fire unhurt. If you recall, Ibrahim had hit at the idols, okay, and then they got him, and they said that he must be thrown in the fire. It was a huge fire, raging fire, so that people could not go near it when it was lighted. Okay. And they had to virtually throw him with a cannon, Okay. That's how he was thrown in the fire. Okay. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala turns that fire into a bed of roses, so as to say. And he comes out unhurt. Okay. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala refers to it a few times in the Quran. In one place is Surah Safat. Okay. Verse number 98. فَرَادُوا بِكَيْدٍ فَجَعَلْنَاهُمُ الْأَسْفَلِينَ. We turn down their efforts, okay, whatever they're doing. Okay. At that moment, Ibrahim prays to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ala inni dhahibun ila rabbi sayahdeen. Rabbi habli min as-salihin. Okay. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, okay, guide me. Sayahdeen. Okay. Rabbi habli min as-salihin. I am turning towards you. Zahib is the one who turns, walks. Rabbi habli min as-salihin. Oh Allah, make me of those who are your selected pious men. Allah answers, فَبَشَّرْنَاهُ بِغُلَامٍ عَلِيمٍ. فَبَشَّرْنَاهُ بِغُلَامٍ حَلِيمٍ. Okay. And this is the first bashara that has been given to him. First good tidings that has been given. The reward for being steadfast in that fire. Okay. And that reward is Ismail. Okay. وَشَّرْنَاهُ بِغُلَامٍ حَلِيمٍ فَلَمَّا بَلَغَ مَعَهُ السَّعْيَ قَالَ يَا بُنَيَّ إِنِّي أَرَىٰ فِي الْمَنَامِ أَنِّي أَذْبَحُكَ فَانظُرْ مَاذَا تَرَىٰ. You have heard this earlier also, that he saw the dream that he is sacrificing him. Okay. He asked his son, what's your opinion? فَانظُرْ مَاذَا تَرَىٰ قَالَ يَا أَبَتِ افْعَلْ مَا تُؤْمَرُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's selection is so intense. This is a prophet who is 11 years old now. Okay? But he tells his father, okay, oh my father, do what you have been ordained to do. He knows that the dreams of the prophets, are not mere dreams. Okay? They are revelations from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Satajiduni inshallah min as-sabirin. Verily you will find me, inshallah, from those who are patient ones. And the whole story is narrated. فَلَمَّا أَسْلَمَ وَتَلَّهُ لِلْجَبِينِ وَنَادَيْنَاهُ أَن يَا إِبْرَاهِيمُ قَدْ صَدَقْتَ الرُّؤْيَا إِنَّا كَذَلِكَ نَجْزِي الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Those three verses, one after another. Okay. إِنَّ هَذَا هُوَ الْبَلَاءُ الْمُبِينُ فَدَيْنَاهُ بِذِبْحٍ عَظِيمٍ. Okay. These verses talk about, that he was on the verge of doing it, okay, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changed it to a sacrifice in the later times. Okay. Many of the Islamic scholars have referred to this sacrifice as the sacrifice of Hussain al-Islam in Karbala. Okay. Okay. Including prominent Sunni scholars of our times also, like Tahir al-Qadri, they refer to this sacrifice as the sacrifice of Hussain al-Islam. Okay. وَتَرَكْنَا عَلَيْهِ فِي الْآخِرِينَ. We left it for the times to come. Okay. سَلَامٌ عَلَىٰ إِبْرَاهِيمَ كَذَٰلِكَ نَجْزِي الْمُحْسِنِينَ إِنَّهُ مِنْ عِبَادِنَا الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Now, this was the first good tidings that was given to him. Now, the second one, وَبَشَّرْنَاهُ بِإِسْحَاقَ نَبِيًّا مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. And then we gave him the good tidings. One reward of coming out of the fire, strong, okay, submissive to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, okay, is Ismail. Now, Quran talks about the second reward. Is his reward because he was steadfast in his sacrifice of Ismail? I don't know. Okay. But again, the word the bashar has been used. Good tidings. Okay. Basharna Ishaq. And now Allah says that we gave him the good tidings of Ishaq. Okay. Nabiyyam min as-salihin, once again, a prophet from the pious ones. Barakna alayhi wa ala Ishaq. And of course, our good tidings, blessings came on him and Ishaq. وَمِنْ ذُرِّيَّتِهِمَا, and their zuriyah, their progenies. Okay. Now the progeny of Ishaq. Okay. Progeny of Ishaq is who? Okay. They say Ishaq married, Rabika, who was his distant cousin, okay, or closer cousin, Rabika. Okay. And Rabika, okay, had twin children only, 2 sons. They were twins. Esau and Yaqub. Esau and Yaqub. Bible mentions it also. Okay. Esau and Yaqub. Okay. Yaqub is mentioned in Quran many times. Okay. And in Quran, a whole surah, Surah Yusuf, is dedicated to Yaqub's son. Okay. Yaqub has 12 children. And the youngest of them are Yusuf and Benjamin. They are the youngest sons. Okay? He has married a couple of times, okay, after the death of his first wife, okay, who bore him 6 sons, and then again and again. Okay? So, altogether, 12 sons. Okay? These 12 sons are with him in the place called Canaan. Canaan is present-day Israel, Palestine. Okay? He's born, he's there. Okay? With his 12 sons. Okay? Remember, Ibrahim, Ishaq, from Ishaq, Yaqub. Israel is the title of Yaqub. So Bani Israel are the children of Yaqub. Okay? So these 12 tribes. Okay? These 12 tribes are there. Okay? Sons are pious, God-fearing, and whatever. Okay? But they see their special favor of their father, okay, on Yusuf, okay, Joseph, as they call him in Bible, and Benjamin. Okay. One of the reasons is, of course, that their mother has died, okay, in infancy when they were young. Okay. And of course, the second, more obvious, is that Yusuf is going to be the prophet after Yaqub. And Yaqub knows it. Okay. Jacob is Yaqub in the Bible. Okay. There is drought, okay, later on, and they go to Egypt, where Yusuf has already been planted. You know the whole story. I don't want to repeat it. How Yusuf wound up in Egypt. Okay, their brothers had a conspiracy against him. Okay, they threw him in a well. A caravan passed by, picked him up. Okay, he was sold in Egypt to the chief minister. Okay, as a Misr. Okay, his wife tried to get him, and he refused. Okay, he was thrown in the prison, and later on, after spending a few years in the prison, the king called him, okay, to interpret a dream. Okay, his interpretation was so impressive that the king appointed him as the Secretary of Finance, and later on as Chief Minister, and finally the king. He became the king. His brothers joined him later on. The whole story is in Surah Yusuf. You can go and read it. Okay, joined him, and they, with their father, okay, migrated from Canaan to what is now Egypt. Okay. So the whole family of Yaqub was implanted in Egypt. Now when they went to Egypt, okay, they established themselves. Okay. Initially, of course, Yusuf was the king, and they prospered a lot. After Yusuf died, okay, the son of the ex-king became the king. The son of the ex-king became the king. Okay. And then the dynasty followed. Okay. In the meantime, the prosperity of Bani Israel became an eyesore for the indigenous population. It happens. When migrants score higher, the indigenous don't like it. I'm not commenting anything anywhere, okay, but that's the way it is. Okay. So the kings, later on called Pharaim. Pharaim is the plural of Pharaoh. Okay. Hit hard on them and put them into bondage. Centuries passed in this bondage. And then the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala came, okay, in the form of Musa. I'm not going to go for the complete details of these yesteryears, okay. Just, I had promised last time we'll go on Musa, just to connect how it was. So Musa came. Now, there were astrologers with Pharaoh, okay, who predicted, okay, that there's going to be a child born who's going to destroy you and your kingdom, your riches, okay, and you would not survive him. Okay. Where is he going to come from? He's going to come from Bani Israel. Okay. Make an announcement. Every child born of Bani Israel will be killed. Thousands of babies were slaughtered. Okay. The signs of pregnancy were not on his mother. Okay. And when he was born, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed to his mother, okay, to do what was to be done. Put him in a box. Okay. That box was made by one of those who was a good carpenter, who was from the clan of Pharaoh. Okay. He made the box and they wanted to reveal it, and he became dumb. He could not utter it. Okay. Tried second time, now again. Finally he became a believer. Okay. Mu'min ala Fir'aun. Okay. He was put in the box and put in the river. Was picked by the wife of Pharaoh. And the whole story once again is in the Quran. Okay. In the meantime, Pharaoh's success, he was very much, sure that he has taken care of things, okay, and the killing continued, okay, of children of Bani Israel. This had been done earlier also, and that was the time of Namrud. Astrologers had predicted that there's going to be a person who is going to overthrow you. Okay? And he's going to be from the progeny of Sam bin Noah. Okay. Killing of children starts. Okay. One of the great grandchildren of Sam bin Noah was Ra'u. Okay. Ra'u's son was Saruj. Saruj's son was Nahur. And Nahur had 3 sons: Tarikh, Adar, and Haran. Ibrahim was born of Tarikh, but Tarikh died in infancy of Ibrahim. Okay. The mother of Ibrahim was specially instructed to hide the child. The pregnancy signs were not there on her also. Okay. And she kept him in a cave far out of the main city. For 13 years, Ibrahim was kept there. Okay. Now the astrologer and the idol crafter was none other than Ibrahim's uncle Azar. As I said, Saruj had 3 sons. son Nahor, and Nahor is 3 sons. Tarikh, Azar, and Haran. 2 sons of Nahor were believers, Tarikh and Haran. And this other was an idol worshipper. So even in the progenies of the prophets, you find things which are questionable to the character of these people. Okay. Haran is none other than grandfather of Lut. Okay. Lut is a prophet. Okay. So, and Tarikh is the father of Ibrahim. Okay. And Azar is idol worshipper, idol maker rather. He was very good with his hands. So he crafted idols, both stone and wooden. Okay. He was also a very knowledgeable person, astrologer became. Sometimes when a knowledgeable person turns away from faith, he becomes Azar. These are the children of the lineage of prophets. These are not ordinary people. They are believers. Okay. Saruj, their father, grandfather, is a firm believer. Okay. So is his father, Ra'u, whose father Falah, okay, whose father Abir, and who is the grandson of Sam bin Nuh. You see, the whole lineage, they're all believers. And yet, Azar turns out to be the chief idol maker of Namrud. Nimrod, as is called in the Bible. Okay? And there are accounts in the books of traditions, not in the Quran, but in the books of tradition. Okay? It was Azar who had predicted to Namrud that he would be overthrown by someone. Okay? So Azar was, kept in darkness. By the way, Tariq's wife, after the death of her husband, which means Ibrahim's father, married Azar. And that was for a reason. Later on, when Ibrahim was revealed, okay, she told him, Azar, that this is your son, but I kept him under clock so that he might be killed. There's hikmah sometimes. Okay. Allahu Akbar. Okay. So things happen. So Musa simultaneously, this was just to show you that this happened earlier also. So Musa survives. Okay. Musa survives. Okay. And this story of his survival is one of the miracles of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. That how, in spite of all these efforts by Fir'aun, he survived, like the efforts earlier by Nimrod in trying to stop Ibrahim from coming to this world. Okay. So Musa is born, and Musa is raised in the home of Fir'aun. Musa does not accept the milk from anyone. Okay. Eventually, he returned to his mother, as Quran says. How his sister is a frequent visitor, worker, okay, and she tells the family that I can arrange for someone to feed, and that's how the feeding starts. Okay. Musa is being nourished by his mother. The difference and the account of Musa being picked up from the river, okay, our account says that it was the wife of Pharaoh that picked up. Bible says it was the sister of Pharaoh that picked up. I think they give the name Nafisa. Okay. But, our account is it was the wife of Pharaoh, who was a Mu'mina, okay, who picked up. Okay. Slowly and steadily, Musa grows. And there are indications that after the current Pharaoh, Musa would become the ruler and the family. Okay. Musa is one of the most mentioned prophets in Quran. Okay. Ibrahim and Musa are the two most mentioned prophets in Quran. Okay. Musa has been chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and given something that was the inheritance of Ibrahim. Quran says in Surah Hadid, 57th Surah of Quran, verse number 26. وَلَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا نُوحًا وَإِبْرَاهِيمَ وَجَعَلْنَا فِي ذُرِّيَّتِهِمَا النُّبُوَّةَ وَالْكِتَابَ. Okay. We sent Nuh and Ibrahim, and from their progeny, we gave Nabuwa and Kitab. Okay. The first Kitab that is from that progeny, the whole book. Of course, there are Sohaf, which are the chapters, okay, or smaller books, but the first complete book is given to Musa. Okay. Quran also says, in Surah Jathiyah, the 45th Surah of Quran, okay, the 16th verse. وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةَ وَالنُّبُوَّةَ وَرَزَقْنَاهُم مِّنَ الطَّيِّبَاتِ. Okay. We gave Bani Israel the book. Okay. Remember, when Quran talks of Bani Ibrahim, it includes all three. When Quran talks of Bani Israel, it includes only the progeny of Ishaq. Okay. Yes. The earlier verse that I had mentioned was, يَحْسُنُ النَّاسَ عَلَىٰ مَا آتَاهُمُ اللَّهُ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ فَقَدْ آتَيْنَا آلَ إِبْرَاهِيمَ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةَ وَآتَيْنَاهُم مُلْكًا عَظِيمًا. There it talks of Al Ibrahim. Here it talks of Bani Israel, which are the children of Yaqub, okay, who is the son of Ishaq. Okay. So لَقَدْ آتَيْنَا بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ الْكِتَابَ. We gave the book to the children of Israel. And the first person who received the book, complete book, okay, Torah, okay, is Musa. Okay. So Jathiyah is 45th Surah of Quran, verse number 16. Okay. And of course, in Surah Sajda, 32nd Surah of Quran, verse number 23. وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا مُوسَى الْكِتَابَ. Here the mention is directly of Musa. وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا مُوسَى الْكِتَابَ. And we gave Musa the book. Okay. And in Surah Bani Israel, the 17th Surah of Quran, verse number 2. وَآتَيْنَا مُوسَى الْكِتَابَ وَجَعَلْنَاهُ هُدًى لِبَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ. We gave book to Moses, and we made him the guide for Bani Israel. Also in Surah Mu'minun, 23rd Surah of Quran, verse number 49. وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا مُوسَى الْكِتَابَ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَهْتَدُونَ. Once again, Musa is mentioned by name. Okay. Mu'minun is 23rd Surah of Quran, verse number 49. Okay. In Surah Furqan, 25th surah of Quran, verse number 35. وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا مُوسَى الْكِتَابَ وَجَعَلْنَا مَعَهُ أَخَاهُ هَارُونَ وَزِيرًا. Gave book to Musa, and we made his brother Harun, his deputy, with him. Okay. Yeah. So here he is mentioned, and his brother Harun is mentioned. In other places, Harun is also mentioned as a prophet. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Taha, when Musa pleads to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani. He also says, and make, my brother my deputy. Okay? Waziri. Okay? So Allah appoints him. And Allah sends him straight to Fir'aun and gives them the good writing. Antama ma tabakuma humul ghalibun. Okay? You and those who follow you will be eventually victorious. Okay? So, a couple of things before I conclude. Okay? That the book is given to Musa. Okay? And that book is the book of guidance. Okay? Quran says in Surah Ma'idah, the 5th surah of Quran, Inna anzalna at-Tawrata fiha hudan wa nur. Verse number 44. Verily, we revealed Torah. Fiha hudan wa nur. In it is guidance and light. It tells us that we, as Muslims, firmly believe that every prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought with him guidance. But the first codified guidance in a form of book of complete guidance is Torah. Okay? Of course, Ibrahim has received the chapters. Okay? Other prophets have received chapters also. We are told that total number of books of, as we call them, smaller books, okay, are 104. Okay. Adam got 10. She's got 50 chapters. Idris 30. Ibrahim 10. This becomes 100. And then 4 major books, Torah, Zabur, Injil and Quran, all together 104. Okay. So Torah is the first complete book. Okay. And Quran says in it is guidance and light. Okay. But whether that has been preserved in its form or not is a question. Okay. First book by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, complete book. Okay. Quran talks about what happened after that, after the books were revealed. Okay. وَلَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا نُوحًا وَإِبْرَاهِيمَ وَجَعَلْنَا فِي ذُرِّيَّتِهِمَا النُّبُوَّةَ وَالْكِتَابَ فَمِنْهُمْ مُهْتَدٍ وَكَثِيرٌ مِنْهُمْ فَاسِقُونَ. In spite of them receiving the book and the prophethood, the majority were transgressors. Verse 26. Surah Hadid. Once again, Quran mentions, وَتَرَى كَثِيرًا مِّنْهُمْ يُسَارِعُونَ فِي الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. And you'll see majority of them running towards disobedience and sins. And their leaders, the Baniyun, not stopping them. So once again, the duty of the scholars has always been to stop people from committing sins, advising them not to it. Okay, whether it's being done or not. Surah Maida, 5th Surah of Quran, verse 62 and 63, is where this is, mentioned. Okay. When the Prophet was calling them, he picked up two basic themes. Surah Al-Imran, 3rd Surah of Quran, verse number 64. Ya Ahl al-Kitab, ta'alaw ila kalimatin sawa'in baynana wa baynakum. La ta'budu illallah wa la nushriku bihi shay'an. Wa la yattakhidhu ba'duna ba'dan arbaba min dunillah. We would not worship anyone except Allah. Let's come on a joint platform or something that can unite us together. The first and foremost is that we are not going to worship anyone except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we would not make anyone his sharik, companion to him. No shirk, no polytheism, only Allah. Okay? And we would not consider anyone our own appointed leader, so as to say, okay, as gods except Allah. So the whole thing revolves around, Tawheed. Okay. This was the message. He also told them, the next verse, Ya Ahl al-Kitab, La tuhajjuna fi Ibrahim wa Tawrat wal Injil illa min ba'dih. Why are you arguing about Abraham? The Torah was revealed after him. Okay? As I recall him, Ibrahim is the father of Ishaq. Ishaq is the father of Yaqub. And from Yaqub's progeny comes Yusuf, and down the road comes Musa. Okay? And Torah is revealed to Musa. Why are you arguing about Ibrahim? Okay? And what you have in your hands is Torah, and Torah tells you completely about Ibrahim. Okay. Any questions? I'll continue inshallah next week. Okay. That will be the third marriage. First marriage is, Sarah, then Hajra, and third marriage, of which 6 sons are born. Keturah. Okay? And their progeny eventually dispersed, okay, and joined. They were, Ashabul Aka, if you remember in Quran, okay. Madian, okay, his progeny eventually became idol worshippers, okay, and the chastisement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala came, and those who were pious joined Bani Ishaq and Bani Ismail. Okay. Maybe if you want, I can go into details about this, but Yes, because he got his son Ishaq at 100, Ismail earlier. Okay. Probably at that time he was 120 or something like that. 120 or something like that. Okay. And he died at the age of 175. Yeah. And Ishaq also died at the age of 160 or 68, something like that. No. They were long aged. Ismail had died earlier than Ishaq, but after Ibrahim. Yeah. And when Ibrahim was being buried, okay, Ismail also came. Okay. Ibrahim used to visit Ismail every year. Okay, at the time of Hajj. Yeah. And of course, Ismail would pray, okay, and then for his coming, and Jibril revealed to him that he has passed away. So on his grave, okay, after he was buried, Ismail was also in presence with Ishaq, both brothers. And Ishaq married his son to Ismail's daughter, Esau, the oldest, the twin, to Ismail's daughter. So the whole narration that there animosity between them is useless. Both are prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How could there be animosity? Okay. We'll talk further about Prophet Musa, inshallah. Maybe a little bit about his childhood also, Yeah. These are available online, I think. Yes.
Yeah, I looked at it.
You looked at it? Okay.